Welcome to the Trading Lounge, and here we're looking at the indices. The S&P 500, we were looking yesterday at, well, originally we were looking for a move back from these highs back down. We didn't expect it to come this low down. Headline news has brought it down, and headline news is taking it back up here with the Feds cutting the bond buying back in October this year. However, the move down through here appears to be, or it has a bit of weight towards being corrective in 3 waves rather than 5 waves. The 61.8 retracement level back up here is at 1975, which is important because more clearly on the cash market that this consolidation area here is the resistance area from in this area through here, so the supply through here. So it can fail from the 1975, 1976, 1977 sort of area there. So you really need that 1975 as tested support rather than resistance. The current move up through here, it counts also as 3 waves rather than 5 waves. So it's still highly possible to get a flat correction as such, and that means that this here would be three waves to here, 3 waves to here, and then a 5-wave sequence to here before we see any upside. So that's the downside of it. We know that we're in an uptrend here. However, this is the downside to it. So this 1975 here is really quite critical as the support area through here. It is the 61.8 retracement level. It is where the supply is, where the selling started, so that the demand needs to chip away at those guys there. So that 75 needs to become the support and not the resistance. And of course, that's going to take a session or two to work through. Being the 61.8 retracement level, there will be, there will be buying and selling there. There will be, patterns there. So you need to allow it to mature as such. Across the 75, draw a line across there. Allow the market to trade above it and below it a few times, get 2 or 3 or 5 swings across it, and then look for support and resistance on the intraday there. The Dow Jones is the same as well. It's got 3 waves down here, a bit more clearer. It needs to penetrate through the 17,000 there to create this as an A and a B and a C. One of the other points here too is the Dow Jones Transports, one of my sort of favorite things that I look at when I'm a bit lost to see what's happening. And it's already moved through its corrective pattern through here. So to me, I've got like a bullish bias on these markets. So we can look for them to push higher, but it's just nice to sort of have a price point and a bit of confirmation to work from. So look for that in whatever you're trading. The DAX as well. Look, there's a bit of a it's a bit tricky up the top here. It certainly looks like a symmetrical triangle, expanding triangle as such, and can certainly push up from this point here. But I've loaded it up so we've got a move up here to the 61.8 retracement area, which is the 9,900 area, then a move down and then up from there. However, it can move straight up from that point there as well. So we just need to observe the price action as it unfolds. So I mean that wave 4 can be in here, and looking for wave 5 up through here. I just want to see it. I just want to see some price action, come into play through here as such. Look, I mean it's a bit tricky really. Look, the using the subgroup levels, so 98.30, support on 98.30, tested support on 98.30 is the stepping stone to the upside. Okay, so you can look for that. At least that will get you to the 98.50, the next level. Exit, then get back into that level and so forth there. But obviously this is going to follow the S&P 500, so keep an eye out for that as well. But the supply up here is at 99. That's where we're looking for this to move. However, it can move further. It can move straight up from that point there as well. The FTSE, look, I just wanted to, we've got this particular correction across here, and my sort of latest take on this is that this is all of wave A, this is wave B, and this is wave C here, an A, B, C correction. That's fine, but it must move up from that point here now, okay? If it only moves halfway up and moves back down through here, taking these lows out here, then we've got a bearish picture. This is going to sort of unwind to the downside. So once again, we've got this, it's a longer term correction than the DAX, but it's the same sort of pattern that we're looking at, but it must move up from this point here. And the Australian market's much the same as well. But before I get there, this is how I've sort of labeled this here. We've got wave 5 up here being the highest, an A and a B, and then 5 waves down for wave C here of A, then an A and a B and a C wave for B, and then 5 waves down here for wave C. But you know, it's got to, it's, you know, we need to see it move up from here. The other side to this is that this is 5 waves down here, so we could easily just get a counter trend pulling back into this area and then moving down here as well. So there's a lot of ifs about all of this. So short-term traders need to just use the sub-levels here, and subgroup 1 would be 67.30, so nice tested support on that would get you to the 50 and so on here. So let's just see what the sentiment is, let's see what volume comes in, and let's see if we've picked these lows here. The ASX 200 is it's in the same boat as well. Different pattern, closer to the FTSE, but once again, slightly different pattern as well. And in this particular case here, we're looking at this being the low in through here, and this move up here being impulsive. Unfortunately, it didn't take out some highs over here that I wanted it to confirm that it would be a bullish pattern further up. We don't get that, so we're still left in a situation where we've got a bearish count or a bullish count, and that bearish and bullish count can be from this 54.50 low area through here, which is 61.8 retracement level of this move here. Any price action that's in here still leaves us bearish or bullish in here. It's just unfortunate that it is. If we get support back on 5,500, then the bias is definitely bullish from that side. If this market moves back down into the 5,400 here, then we've got a larger bearish pattern unfolding as such. So while the market's between these two levels here, then it could be either. And what we've got to try and work out in this space here is, you know, are we looking at a bullish picture or a bearish picture? The FTSE, it will move in line with the FTSE, so we'll take that on board there as well. We'll be looking at that and this here, and of course the DAX and the S&P 500 will have some influence as well, but the ASX 100 and the FTSE have certainly got minds of their own as well, so we'll see what occurs there. So look, the current move, this working well with the 61.8 retracement level, so the move up from here back to here was back at the, say, 50, well, just here anyway. So the 61.8 retracement level back up here brings us into the 5,500 here. So it could easily move up to the 5,500 and then fail from that point there as well. So the other point here that I need to make as well is that, yeah, it does count down quite well here as an ABC correction for our low in place here. So we've got 54.50. 54.50 really needs to stay in play here. If that's breached here, then it's likely that this is a wave 4. Because I've counted this down as an A and a B and a C, in reality it could also be waves 1, 2 and 3 here, and then I would need to be looking at wave 4, which would be the 38.2 retracement level, exactly where it is now here. So if it failed from here, then we would have to label this as wave 3, wave 4, and then wave 5 down. If we've got 5 waves down, then we've got a bearish picture, and we'll be getting another 5 down as well. So let's just see if this low here stays in place. The same with the S&P 500 at 1960. these lows need to stay in place, and we need to see impulse waves building to the upside as such here. But as I mentioned, the 61.8 retracement level from these current highs here brings us back up to roughly back up to 61, back up to the 5,500 here. So like I mentioned, you know, it could, any sort of play in here can be bearish or bullish. We have to get outside of these bands here to work out what the bigger picture is. We may be able to work out from the other markets, we may be able to work out from the price action that we get in here what the likely scenario is. We'll see that as it develops as such. Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, look, I'm not a great deal of help this morning on this to give you a particular direction. Obviously, the US markets are up and so forth. The resistance here is obviously group 2 here, so having 54.72 as a support is what you'd be looking for here, and any stops in the game at the moment would have to be at 54.46 under the 50 here. Alrighty, that's it. There's lots of news events today across the world, but they're all quite small, so there will be sort of no major impact on the markets. Alrighty, cheers.